Weekend winners, and we're here to look at Albion Park on Saturday night. It's a really good program, deep in many ways. 11 races, and we start at 5:29, and there's something for everyone. Open class stars are in action, 2-year-olds in action, 3-year-olds in action, trotters as well. So it's a really good card coming through here on Saturday night from Albion Park, the home of harness racing here in the Sunshine State. In this edition of Weekend Winners, I'm going to speak with Leonard, Cain and Lachie Manzelmann. Leonard Cain has got a busy night in front of him on Saturday night, as per normal, and he slides into the hot seat to go through a few of his drives, and he's with us now. Leonard, appreciate the time.
No worries at all, Chris. So easy.
Chuapika Glory in race 1. He's a last start winner. You know this guy well. You've had success with him previously. Second row draw's not ideal, but he's a fit, in-form runner.
Yeah, for sure. You know, like you say, he's racing well at the moment, and I know him a little bit as well, so that always plays into our hands.
Do you think this race is going to generate pressure just looking at it on paper?
Yeah, it looks to have a little bit of pressure. You know, it's quite a good field. You know, obviously Infatuation drawn 1. He was good last week. I drove him Saturday night, and he hit the line well. And you know, he's sort of more of a forward-running horse, so. You know, Chuapika Glory, off his win last week, goes into this race really well. It's just, like you say, it's a bit of a tough draw off the second line there, but I think with a little bit of luck, you know, and the gaps coming at the right times, I think he'll be right there in the mix again.
Okay, couldn't have played out any better for him last week. He was put into a great spot, leaders back, used the sprint lane to score. That was at a mile. He steps up and trip, and this is obviously harder. So you think he's going to adapt okay?
Yeah, I think he will, you know. He seems to follow speed good, and obviously, you know, he was sharp there on Saturday night. So, like I say, I think if we can get a cosy trip and the gaps come at the right times, I think he'll be right there in the mix again.
All right, well, that's Chuapika Glory. Race 1, number 10. Race 2, you know this guy like the back of your hand, no doubt. But this sort of sets up really good for him. Inside of the second row, behind the likely leader and favourite, Animado. Is this a perfect sort of situation set up for him?
Yeah, for sure. You know, the draw couldn't be better, really. Obviously, Animado is a great horse to be following, and to come up with the second line draw behind him and just be there already on the fence and not having to do any work, you know, I think obviously we're going to get a great trip, and, you know, he's going to have his chance late, so that's a great draw for him and an exciting prospect for Saturday night.
Just looking at that front line, there's a stack of pressure here. So Animado's a go-forward type. High voltage, as we know, goes best when he's in front. Golitz is going well. Recent track record at Marburg, and Targaryen was awesome winning his heat. So the harder they go, the better for you.
Oh, for sure. You know, the more pressure, the better, like you say. So all we can hope is there is a bit of pressure, and obviously it looks that way. So we'll be there on the fence and getting a cosy trip. Hopefully we'll be thereabouts late.
All right, but you were happy with that last start run when he was second?
Yeah, for sure. You know, on Tuesday he was great. He trailed up on speed dating, and you know, she's flying at the moment, so there's no disrespect running second to her. You know, he came off the helmet good, and I felt like he'd done his best work. You know, it was just better horse beat him on the day. Okay,
you'd be sick of the sight of speed dating. She knocked you off in the Forever Gold, and she got you again there on Tuesday.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, she's flying. So yeah, that's good form.
Okay, and just with that early pressure, if they're absolutely flying, is he guaranteed to hold the back of Animado, or is he a chance of sort of, you know, losing sight of Animado if they're really hiking early?
No, I think he'll punch through hard on the helmet. You know, he flies the gate as it is without even asking him. So, you know, touch with everything going well, he should fly through on the helmet, and he should hold up pretty well.
Okay, let's go across to race 5. You're down to drive Ideal Tiger. You've been with this guy in recent times. He's drawn 2 off the second row. How does he measure up here?
Yeah, I think it's a good race for him. Obviously, in the constellation of up to 70, it's a, you know, it's quite an even field, and he's been racing super. So I think that the second line draw probably helps him out a lot. You know, don't have to really do too much early, and he'll be doing his best work late again. Yeah,
you're drawn to follow out a good one in this race in Brian Christopher. He's going well, and you're right on his back.
That's right. Yeah, you know, the draw obviously on paper sets up good. So hopefully with the right sort of luck and you know, a great trip, I think he'll be right thereabouts again.
All right. Race 6 on Saturday night. She's a pocket rocket. This is her 4th run back this prep. You've been with her all this prep so far in the 3 runs. That last start second was a good run. It's very similar opposition to what she's meeting or what she met last week.
Yeah, that's right. Obviously, the draw's a little bit sticky, but, you know, she doesn't sort of do any work early as it is. You know, we tend not to drive her that way. So we'll just be looking for a spot. And like you say, her run on Saturday night, it was a great run. You know, she hit the line really well. You know, she's really worked back in to fitness. I think first couple of runs were sort of thereabouts. And then Saturday night, she was right there with them. So obviously she smashed the line, so a repeat of that run, I'll have her right in the finish again.
The key is the start, isn't it? Just trying to find a spot. You don't want to lose that early advantage by coming up with that, you know, handy draw. You don't want to settle closer to last, but finding a spot's not going to be easy.
No, that's right. You know, it's going to be one of them scenarios where you just got to have a bit of a look across at the start and see what's there and work with what you got. And hope, like you say, hope not to end up too far back. And hopefully, you know, if she can settle close enough and she gets home like she did last week, well, she's going to be thereabouts again.
Cool. Let's go across to race 7. This is the Open. Escalera. You know this guy. Mac Da Vinci's the horse to beat. You were aboard him last time out when he was able to win that Queensland Cup. Escalera, is he a place hope here?
I think so. You know, his run was good on Saturday night. He got out late and sort of hit the line well. So I think, you know, obviously we're going to have to be taking shortcuts against that field, but I think he'll be thereabouts, you know, and I obviously, you know, if he gets a close enough sort of trip, I think he'll be thereabouts in the placings for sure.
Could be interesting how this race sets up. Northview Hustler Gate 1, Mac Da Vinci out in 7. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but I think it's guaranteed that we're going to get a good, genuine tempo throughout.
Yeah, you know, I think it'll be a genuinely run race, and you know, I think if they're obviously going to roll along a bit, so it's going to work in our hands a little bit. And like I say, hopefully we can settle close enough and be right there with them at the line.
Race 8 on Saturday night, the Marburg to Albion Park final. Mac Talk, your driver, runner-up in the heat last Sunday. Can she take the final?
Oh, I think it's a tough draw, Chris. You know, she's drawn out wide, and she's going to have to look to try and get a gap a little bit. You know, like she's a pocket rocket. It's one of them things that's going to come down to luck. You're going to have to look across at the start and sort of try and get into a spot and hope not to end up too far back. But the draw doesn't look great. But in saying that, she hit the line really well at Marburg on Sunday. So a repeat of that run will have her right thereabouts again. You know, if we can get a bit of a card into it, I think that's going to be the key. So hopefully there's a bit of a track into it and we'll be thereabouts.
All right, and the final drive for you on Saturday night is race 10. Probably one of the highlights of the night, this race. This is a super field. Captain Foxtrot is your drive. He's fresh up since the Triad. He's had a couple of trials. How do you assess this race?
You know, it's a good field, to be honest. You know, obviously, yeah, it's a very tough field to be going into first up, but like you say, he's had 2 trials, so he'll be a lot better for that. And he was sharp here last week. You know, he sort of run past them at the 600 sort of thing and got to the front and sort of probably turned off a little bit just being so far away. And then, but he worked to the line well. You know, his trial was a lot better than what it even probably looked. So I think those 2 trials are obviously going to work into our favour, and with a soft sort of trip, hopefully he'll be finding the line well.
If there's an upside out of that trial, you handled exciting times, and she was able to come out and win on Wednesday night, albeit in weak company, but that's a positive to take from the trial.
Oh, for sure. You know, that's you know, it's good form leading into it, obviously. So you know, her run last night was great, and hopefully we'll be, you know, like I say, with a little bit of luck, and the draw probably helps as well. I think, you know, if we get the right sort of suck along, I think we'll be right there at the finish for sure.
Well, the Dixon stable's got half the field, 4 runners. Will it generate strong tempo?
I think so. You know, like, you know, those sort of tougher fields, obviously, they're generally run quite genuine. So I think that it probably works in our favour more, being a bit stronger sort of field. I think, you know, if they do run along genuine, which they should, we'll be right there for sure.
Okay, picky your drives on the weekend?
I have to go with my old mate, no doubt, I think, just from the draw and the trip that we look to get.
Awesome. Race 2, number 8, no doubt. As always, Leonard, appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Thanks very much.
Lachie Manzelmann joins us now to go through his book of drives for Saturday night, and he's with us. Lachie, appreciate the time.
No worries, thanks for having me.
You're in form. You had great success during the early part of the Summer Carnival. Let's hope it continues here on Saturday night. Your first drive comes up in race 2, Me Furioso Toro. This is the first time you've sat behind this guy, right?
Yeah, I've never driven him, so let's see.
What are you expecting?
It's a harder race. He went super at Marburg in his heat for this series, and yeah, we'll just have to see how we go. He looks like an on-speed type, and the back row draw probably doesn't suit, but he'll be in the field there.
It's a strong lineup, though, isn't it? When you look at that front row, there's a few that are up and about.
Yeah, definitely. Like probably the main 4 chances are drawn 1, 2, 3, 4. So that makes it hard to get into it, but Targaryen looks the hardest to beat at the minute.
Yeah. All right, well, that's me, Furioso Toro, there in race number 2. Race number 3, Better Jiggle. You've had good success with this guy recently. He had a tough trip there last time out. Is he capable of bouncing back?
Yeah, I think so. The way he went 2 starts ago when I sat behind the leader and he ran out a convincing winner, if he can repeat that, I can't see why he wouldn't win.
Yeah, and going back to that race, he was really dominant, so extra-led, rolled along at a really good tempo, but in the end, you just went straight on by and it looked like you had something left.
Yeah, he did it untouched. I never turned the whip or pulled the earplugs or anything, never came off the bridle, so he ran through the line really strong, and hopefully we can repeat again.
Okay, so extra is the hardest to beat then?
I think so, but yeah, like you just said, he proved he can do it, so I can't see why he can't do it again.
How far can Better Jiggle go, in your opinion?
Oh, well, it's sort of like it's a bit hard to gauge him off one run, like he could have just had a really good week, but going off that, there's no reason he can't make it through his band grades up to the free-for-all mark up here.
Okay, well, that's race 3, number 9, Better Jiggle. Race 4, you're driving Speak with Sam. He's a last start winner, but he's had a few weeks between runs, so what are we expecting here sort of fresh?
Yeah, I think he'll go really well. Like, his last start was super, and he did it sort of untouched as well. He just cruised down to the line. Obviously, this week's a little bit tougher than that occasion, but yeah, the freshen up in between while I was suspended, and yeah, I reckon he'll bounce back again.
He's not a one-trick pony. He proved that night. He was able to follow speed, use the passing lane and score, but as we know, he's very capable of leading, so he's not a one-trick pony.
No, I actually have a bit of opinion of him as well, and he led 2 starts ago and just got a bit goofy, gated up the straight, but that was over the 21, so we've sort of stopped going there and we'll stick to the mile trips with him. That seems to be where he excels.
Okay. Now, just with that draw, 2 off the second row, you've got options. You can either go to the inside if you want, or are you likely to remain in the moving line?
I can't really see us opting to go to the fence there. Obviously, if it turns out that that's going to get us closer to where we want to be, that'll be where we go. But I'd just say we'll drive the running line and play it as it comes after that, because he can do a bit of work in the run too.
Sure. Race 6. Is she ever going to win here in Queensland, in particular on a Saturday night at Albion Park? Watchful lady.
I think this will be her week. If she can't win this week, we're probably in a bit of trouble. But we haven't really taken her anywhere else. She's up here to win her mares quali, so hopefully we can get it done this week.
You said that with confidence.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is our week.
All right, so barrier 1, try and lead all the way or just take it however it comes?
I think we got to take it how it comes. Obviously, ideally, I'd like to lead. She's been okay coming off the speed lately. I think she's only led 1 start here, and Chloe bullied her way to the front there in a brutal half and got run down late, but I think this will be a chance to lead and show us what she's got.
Okay, the last 2 runs look ordinary on paper. You didn't drive her in any of those starts, but 3 and 4 runs ago when you were driving her, she looked like she was going to win, so it looks like it's all up to you. It's in your hands.
Yeah, I think Chloe's left her behind now. She wanted to steal her off me early, but she's given her back in a hurry, so there we go.
Well, fingers crossed for Watchful Lady there. And let's go across to race 9. This is a high-quality 3-year-old race. I'm a Socialite. She's a filly that's just bursting to win another race. She comes up with gate 2, so this is a much better draw compared to last week.
Yeah, definitely. Before I got suspended, she was racing super, just getting no luck, getting shuffled back when she shouldn't have. And I think this will be a week where she shows everyone she's one of the standouts.
How does this race play out early? Racy Roxy, not brilliant off the inside, and she's got gate 1, and you've got speed to your outside. So do you think there is going to be some early hustle here?
I think so. I reckon there'll be speed all around us there, and I'll just see what I feel like, or what she feels like coming out the gate, I wouldn't be scared to put her on the front end and show everyone what she can actually do.
Okay. So you think she's capable of leading all the way and running a little bit of time?
Oh, if she can get to the front, they won't see which way she went.
Okay, that's a big call because there's a couple of handy ones there. Is Tim's a Trooper the horse to beat here?
I think so. It got everything given to it last time I drove on the Socialite, and it only ended up beating us by half length, long neck. Like it didn't run away from me, and I did a lot more chasing it. So
and your sectionals were a whole lot better as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like we shouldn't have been where we were, and we got shuffled back for no reason, but we attacked the line and showed them that she's not useless.
Okay, well, you've got some key drives here. If I was to put you under the spotlight, which one's the one you're most looking forward to?
I think Better Jiggle will repeat again.
Okay, so we'll go with race 3, number 9, Better Jiggle, and fingers crossed for Watchful Lady that she can pick up that mare's race there in race number 6. Lachie, as always, appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Thanks for having me.
As always, a big thanks to both Leonard and Lachie giving up their time and insights, and we wish them the very best of luck there on Saturday night. Time now for a good gamble. I think we strike early here, real early. Race 1, number 1, Infatuation. Prepared by Ron Sellers. As we know, Ron does a super job with his team. He's coming up with the ace draw on Saturday night, off a really good run last week. I think he's due. So race 1, number 1, Infatuation. You may be able to play up your winnings with a few of those shorties spread across the program. Like I said, it's a really good card here on Saturday night. We start at 5:29. If you are gambling, please do so responsibly. We'll see you trackside at the Creek this weekend.